You're most welcome to the Perception Show. As I always tell you, we are always live on Fiktube on Saturdays from 9 p.m. every Saturday, only on Fiktube. If you don't have the Fiktube app, you can download it from your Google Play Store, or you can find us at www.fiktube.com. My name is Sharon Ilalo, your only host for the Perception Show. And also, if you have any celebrations, you have birthdays, you have graduations, you have any kind of celebrations and you need makeup, you can contact Sharifa's Beauty Glam. Also, those that want makeup tutorials, you want lectures on makeup, you can contact Sharifa's Beauty Glam. She's located at Toa Mall next to Coach Towers, opposite CPS, room C303. Or you can call her on 0709 771 772. Our topic for today is a bit different from what we've been talking about. It's
just continue.
It's a bit. It's.
Just continue.
It's a bit different from what we've been giving you guys. We're going to talk about marriage. We've always been talking about menstruation, about a number of things, but today we are going a bit into the family setting. We are going to look at marriage, and we are going to see that we've seen a lot of marriages breaking up. We are seeing a lot of problems in marriages. We are seeing confusion here and there. We saw the saga of Pastor Bujingo and Teddy Bujingo. We are seeing the saga of different people, celebrities, and also back there where we come from. We are seeing these things happening. So we're wondering, in 8 years, at the regime of our grandparents, we always saw that partners were chosen for our girls. Like they choose for you a husband, they choose for you, and marriages were good, they were stable. But now that we have the freedom to choose who we want to get married to, we have the freedom to choose who we want to marry, is when we are starting to see these kind of problems. So I keep on asking myself, that is it that we should go back to how it used to be in 8 years, whereby they get for you a spouse, or I don't know, or we are too young to make decisions. Maybe we should give back the decisions of who we should marry to our parents, to be the ones to pick for us married spouses. Our topic for today is majority married couples are married to spouses they can afford, but not the ones they love. You get married to someone because you can afford that person financially, you can afford that person maybe emotionally, you can afford that person, and in a number of ways, in a number of aspects, as my colleague is going to take us through, rather than the ones they love, because actually the ones they fall in love with, the ones they want, they cannot afford them. So I think that is why we are seeing a lot of breakups in this generation. That's why we are seeing a lot of misunderstandings in families, misunderstanding in marriages, and also the marriage right now in Uganda, not only in Uganda but across the whole Africa. I don't know if even in the whites is the same, but then we are seeing marriages are unstable. They're really unstable. Before I go further, let me give my colleague a chance to introduce himself. It's his first time being on this panel, and I thought it was wise to give him a chance to let you guys know who he is. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Modecha. They normally call me Rama, and I'm a journalist, a student at Makerere University. I'm as well a counselor, so I'm not in a wrong place. I'm at home. Yeah, it's a very interesting topic to talk about, because currently the way we have shaped our marriages is kind of unique. I don't know, we need to devise mechanisms on how we should move this generation. That's why we are here. Yeah, maybe I will start away with what I've carried as the package. Yeah, so we really don't understand this aspect of marriage. That's why it is very hard for us to explain it. I mean, most of the people who are married. But what are these reasons causing people to be struggling in marriages? You married someone, but you don't love them. but you feel like they are the ones you can afford to have or to be in a relationship with. At times, there are a lot of factors you mentioned, but let's look at them one by one. You will see that some people marry because they want to see beauty before them, but not love. Yeah. So you marry someone because they are beautiful and you think it's the right choice you've made, but you've not loved them, and that one's going to cost you a lot. Yeah.
That are even more beautiful than the one.
Right. And also some people marry because of the imposing factors of their families. You are in a relationship with someone because your family wanted you to get that person, or you fear your family to caution you for who you've married. At times we leave them to dictate much in our relationships. You say that you've married someone, you don't love them, but because your family wants you to marry that one, like it used to be in the previous days. At times marriage can be forced by the other factors, peers. Your friends want to see you with a cute husband or girl, and so you hope to fit in them. You have to get in a relationship with that person, and we see all of this as being dangerous because you should marry someone you love, not what your friends. Yeah.
That reminds me, I had a friend, I had a friend who told me of his story. His girlfriend actually too introduced him to her friends, and when she introduced him to her friends, the friends suddenly started laughing. You know, the friends started laughing. Never seka, never seka. So the girl felt so ashamed. The guy also was out of place. Mpaka omwala we yagambira nti mbadde nsaga, mbadde mbalimba siyo yo, you know, because it looked like the girls were not, they saw the guy like not fit enough for their friend, and so they busted out in a laughter until the girl felt ashamed and said si oyo mbadde mbalimba. So most cases we are getting married to people that our friends want us to get married to, not the ones that we want as people, you know.
Yeah. And there is an element of religion. You see, I'm not attacking a religion, but there are times where someone will tell you, my religion does not want me to cross boundaries. They want me to marry within the limits.
Yes.
And yet you've seen someone you've met, and there is a contradiction. And you're John, or he's Shafiq and you're Janet. So you see that trouble. So at times we end up, because you want to carry the attributes of your religion, you end up getting in marriage, loving someone you don't like because the religion has described it so. At times it could be you yourself. What do you like? You know, some people don't know what they like in life. You marry, but you're so young to
get married.
Yeah. Well, I think we shouldn't hurry. I've had a lot of scenarios, more so in our country, Uganda. You will see that a lot of divorces that have existed in the country are as a result of early marriages. Yeah, you are in school, and this should be a big lesson to our fellow students. You can't describe your relationship by completing education, but it should be, is it the right time? Yeah, I think we should describe marriage time by that factor. Is it the right time? Have you settled your minds down so that you begin hanging up with someone's daughter, you involve in sex activities and all of that? So we should have those limits, because one ways we should really have to work on is when you're in school, right? Have a girlfriend, have a boyfriend, but that friendship should be leading you to have better future, not destroying it. Yeah, it's really happening so much because we like testing so much. You've not yet gotten there, but you feel like, and in that saga, you cause a lot of uncertainties. So early marriages, we'll need to stop this. But I also want to caution our parents. I'll tell you this story directly. It happened in my community. There's this parent, he had a daughter. She was so actually intelligent. I mean, she was so good in class, but something happened. Suddenly, she got pregnant, and she was unable actually to go back to school. But now I'd advised this parent, don't let that girl go and marry. Let her give birth. Then she will go back to school. She will study very well, because we have seen a lot of children who have suffered such instances. He said, no, I can't. But you know what has happened now? She survived death narrowly because of giving birth. And because of the too much blood she lost, she has got a brain what? Yeah, she can't think. I mean, she's becoming insane. And now this parent is regretting. Recently he called me, said, no, you see, I thought I was doing the right thing, but I couldn't listen to you. The second time. Yeah, I couldn't listen to you. This girl, I pushed her into a marriage, and it has actually died off. I mean, she's not able to bring back her life. I'm struggling. I don't know what I can do. I told him, no, just cool down. Go back to your faith. You know, faith, there's a way faith nurtures people. I told him, go back to your faith. Ask God to forgive you. Ask your... Actually, some people don't pray to God, but at least when they have faith, yeah, believe you can take care of her. She will one time get on her board. But then don't forget medication. So this element of early marriages is really one of the biggest factors causing people these days. Yeah, it's big.
Consistent in whatever you're doing to your partner at the beginning, you should not do it at all. Nze njagala nnyo omuntu nandaga who he is. Chichichali, actually. It even becomes more romantic when you show me the negative side. I fall in love with you with well knowing your negative side before knowing your positive side.
Nino kulaga ekijja mu maaso.
Then kino kireete luvannyuma aza okitegeera.
Kyogamba sikukweka. I tell you the truth.
Yes.
I tell you where we are going.
Yes.
So that you set yourself stronger.
Ndaga nti bw'oba oli musajja mukubi w'abakazi ng'oli kisolo okuba abakazi, though it is bad, it is not allowed. Show it to your girl, show it to your woman at the beginning, omukwana mukube, so that waba tagenda sobola ku mpiizo agende.
I don't want you to advise men to beat women. We have a percentage. There are some women who say at least he should be a bit harsh. I need him to be so soft.
Let me clarify that. Rama, there is no woman who wants to be beaten. There is no woman who wants to be beaten. You see those women that talk of they want a harsh partner. At least nze bawange watankuba kumala wiki namba ntandika okwekengera amba manyi maybe chichi. Such women, they grew up in a society. The society made it look normal to them that a man has to beat. A man has to be brutal, you know. A man has to be harsh. So they grew up with that mindset in them, which mindset we are here to change. You can't be there no yakoba kube kumpi. No. Naye kisinzira society jaba akuliddemu akuzaala mama we bamukuba, so yeah, akuzaala oza abasajja balina okuba, which is not okay. But may I believe abasajja bw'obanga onywa omwenge gundage ng'okyandeetinga kino ogunywa sikufunira eddagala naye so that mmanya nti nno ono gwe ngenda ofuna anywa omwenge njaga nsobola mugumiikiriza oba sisobola. Wembanga nsobola nga mba mwagala, wembanga sisobola nga mwesonyiwa. Show me that the other side of you. So that is why there are a lot of breakups. That is why we are seeing a lot of challenges in marriages. It's because of that. You hide your reality. You hide the truth about you. Not only men, even women. N'abakazi. Oli muyombi, gwayomba, oli muchafu, oli chi, but you don't show him that at the beginning. At the beginning, gwasinga obuyonjo, gwasinga empisa ennungi, gwasinga buli kimu. And then after omusajja akutaddemu, akwasiza, akulese maka, ate n'okyuka n'ofuuka kirala. So I believe bw'obanga olina emizeejo emibi, toyagala kukyusa ate tosobola kukyusa, girage omusajja at the beginning when you're still dating, so that if he can bear with you, he will take you the way you are. But if you're going to make someone fall in love with you, with the angel he thinks is falling in love with, then you bring out the devil when you're in marriage. When you're in marriage, I think that is where the breakup comes in. Rama, let's first have a short break to collect send, then we will come back and continue with the topic. As I told you earlier on, we are always live every Saturday at 9 p.m. My name is Sharon Ilalo, the host, and today I'm hosting Rama. I also don't forget to contact Sharifa on makeup. You want makeup tutorials at an affordable price. You want to do makeup on yourself, or mukolo birthday, graduation, any kind of mukolo weddings, any kind. Whenever you need makeup, just link up with her. She has the best face beats. She has the best kind of makeup. Find her at Toa Mall next to Kochi Towers opposite CPS, or you can call her on 0709 771 772. Let's have a short break and we'll be right back. Like the mistakes we've been making from dating to having your first child till you get old together in marriage, the mistakes, why we are finding marriages breaking up, breaking down before, some marriages are even breaking up immediately after getting married. You saw Daddy Andre and Nina Rose. They just
want to define this element of us being actually showing up reality, because I want to leave it to a situation where someone gets in a relationship or begin dating someone who wants fancy. You may be a person who wants fancy. You don't want to see reality. I'll take you that way. But when I recognize that you really want truth, I'll expose myself. But I don't expose it before knowing whether you really like it or not. Men, we are so scared. I see a beautiful lady and then I want to date her, but then I'm so scared. I don't want to be said no. I don't want that thing in my ears. You said no. So what I will do, I first bring fancy. I influence you like what I am. I can bring in the crafts, but at the end of that, as we continue engaging one another, I will show my true me. No, not really. But in the process of us knowing each other, I will reach time and see now, I have her at my side. Let me now tell her what I am really. But and this one can be really reflected when I introduce you to my people. You keep engaging with them. They tell you who I am really. You engage with my friends, all of that. That's the process. But of course, I'm not directly tell you that I'm this and the other. You'll see it through the relations.
What I'm saying is that when you're meeting someone on your first date or your second date, I don't expect you to start telling the person katize ondaba ndi musezi ndi muyombi. Obviously someone will not say yes to you. Someone will not even agree to dating you. So I think for as long as you're not yet married, within the period, find time to show this person the real you. For the first dates, you may try to come with the sugar-coated words and all the love, the gifts, the materialistic things and all that. But make sure that you show this person the real you before marrying them, bringing them home. So that is what I was talking about. Togenda kungamba nti nonze Sharoni, I'm perfect, I'm an angel, I'm like this, siyomba, nsiba muchachi, you tell someone what they want to hear, only what they want to hear. And then no sirikira chiri nti no oli musezi, oba no sirikira chiri nti no wetunda, until you get married. After having your first child, no chijayo. That is where the problem comes in. For example, but there are things that you should be really so open with. Be it the first time or first date or what. For example, you invite me to your place and I happen to stay there maybe for some days. Maybe for those that have heaters at their home, they have heaters. For those that don't have heaters and you have to boil water for bathing. Wembanga sigenda kufumbira amazzi g'okunaaba mu myaka 5 oba 10 okuva kati when we get married, I shouldn't do it even mu ntandiko. No, bwembanga sigenda kuguliranga oluggi ssaawa 8 ez'ekiro, sikugulira kati nga tudeetinga then nenekyusa mu future ninakulagirawo from the beginning tinze weziwera 8 sizukka okitegeera amazzi g'okunaaba sifumba. That's me. It's good to show someone that, because for how long are you going to keep pretending? For how long? Eventually you'll show up the real colors, and when you do that, that is where the problem is going to come from. That's where the problem is going to come from. Mutandika obeeranga omusajja ayomba kati tekinfumidde mazzi g'okunaaba eyandibadde yakimanyira dda oba eyandibadde yakulaba dda nga tosobole n'akuleka n'afuna anaasobola obimukolera okitegeera.
Relationship should be built on truth.
Yes. Why our relationships, why our marriages are failing? It's because we live in a life of pretense. We pretend a lot. We don't want to show the real us to our spouses. Twebuzabuza twerimba. Nekintu n'okisirikira. I know of a couple that a man yali anywa sigala, anywa omwenge, but the lady didn't know this until they had 3 children. Okitegeera kati omusajja n'addayo ekituufu nti nze nywa sigala nywa omwenge akikola. So the lady had to break up with him because it was really being too much for her. She didn't know her husband was doing this all along. So I think if you ever want, let's give a simple advice to my fellow age mates, not only my age mates but also those that are yet to get married. If you want a relationship that is going to long last, if you want a relationship forever, till death do you guys apart, do not get couples. Pretenders. Be very, very, very open. Be very open to your partner. Not only in words but also in action. When you're dating, tell someone, Nze Sharon, I'm like this and this and this, but I'm willing to work on it, so that I get to know your negative side, you get to know my negative side, and then we derive ways on how we are going to work on it. If my negative side is unbearable for you, ogenda tambula ogenda ofuna omulala. Yes, tetulina kwerimba, tetulina kwebuzabuza. Be very open to your partner. Let that person get to know who you are, your Sharon. Who is the person behind, who is in you? Who are you, Then after getting to know the person, you know the bad side and you know the good side. You weigh and see. Can I bear this person? Yes. If you can bear with the person, you look for ways of how you're going to work on her negative side. You look for ways of how you're going to reduce on the negativity, her negative side. This is
a life thing. You're getting a life partner.
Let me tell you, if ever you're to make any mistake in this world, let it not be in the choice of a marriage partner. Your marriage partner is someone you're going to co-parent with. That person is going to be a parent to your children. And it cannot change. That person will remain the parent even after your death. That person will remain the parent to your children. So it's someone you're going to co-parent with. Someone you're going to live, to trust with your children, with your life, with your family for the rest of your life. You should really know this person. So zomuntu wajanga yebuzabuza yekweka. Then after you show me the real you when we are in marriage. That is why we are seeing a lot of
I want to bring it in this way. Thank you so much. I want to bring it in this way. How should we define our marriages, our love, in terms of our families? I want people to understand this, and it's a very nice, good remedy. Actually, dagala nungi nnyo oba ng'ogikozesezza. Let's understand this. We marry, or get married, or we fall in love with different people we meet, and we make that union. But how should we define it? We have these elements I'm going to mention. There's someone who will say, my marriage is defined by my family. You allow the family to dictate the affairs of your marriage. That's one. Some other person will say, my relationship is described or defined by my friends. My friendship, peers, those ones, workmates. Wherever you have a challenge, you're going to tell them, this and this happened, he's so good to me, those things. Another person will say, for me, I have a strong faith that issues pertaining to my relationship, it's the one to define it for me. That person is going to say, I use my faith to define my relationship. But that person uses two terms. The first, if there is any challenge, anything we want to build as a couple, we are going to invite prayer. The prayer first. If we need some extra advice on how we should move this prayer or how we should move this action, we invite our religious, spiritual leader. Can be a pastor, can be a trustworthy sheikh or sheikhat for the Muslims, can be your bishop, that kind of. So I want us to understand this. Let me give them clear indications. If you are a kind of a person who thinks your family needs to, is the one to dictate your marriage, you should wait for this. One, whichever weakness your spouse is having, your family will be dictating it. Of course, you'll be exposing that person's weakness to the family. And in exposing it, what you're building in their minds is hatred. Look at a scenario. You've had some quarrelsome moments with your husband. You run your home, your mother's home. You tell them, he has done this to me. He does this. He doesn't do this. That. You are creating hatred. And they're going to hate your husband. Even if you try to compromise, reconcile, they will not remove that from them. They will not remove. So you've created that gap between your parents and your husband. The same to the man. You have your parents, but you are allowing them to dictate things on your wife. Who did she marry? Is it the family or you? You should learn that that person is your wife. He is your husband. Don't allow the family to dictate it. Even if you love, okay, we love our families, right? But they have a limit, of course. Let them end somewhere. I love my family so much, but I tell you, I'll never allow them to dictate my relationship. Never. Because I've seen a lot of them breaking. I've seen a lot of them. So you've now known that.
There is no one that understands your partner more than you. There is, because they see your partner in a public space, you see your partner in a private space, both public and private space. So I believe single mutegera kusinga bogwa single mumanya. In case there is anyone to talk to them, in case there is anyone to create, to reconcile you guys, it should be you two, the two of you. There shouldn't be a third party. Unless otherwise, I believe you can work, you include other people into your relationship things. It gets out of hand. Yes.
That's what I was coming to next. Now you've learned that marriage is best described, best defined by you two people, the spouses. It can only be added with a third party if the issue is getting out of hand. And who is that person? I know we have our aunties, really. We have them. And we have these counselors. I'm not against them, but I would say you're going to incur resources to involve marriage counselors. What about when you just learn each other? You first meet as two people. If things fail, go to your faith. And I think the faith is never disappointing. Never. People, I want you to understand today, you'll never be disappointed by your faith. No. You should always run there. You will see that the money you would waste to go and consult, you've used here God, you've used your faith, and things have worked out. But then there's some other element. Don't stick to faith and you're doing the same things you need to correct. Yeah. If you want things to work out, first forget those ones you think are not going to work out. You understand each other. If you think this A is wrong, let it be wrong. Don't modify it to make it a big A and you say it's going to work. No, please. If you want to involve faith, then allow adjustments. Let's allow adjustments in our marriages, in our relationships. Yeah. Marry someone you love, but look at those angles. What do they want? What do you want? Do they meet?
If they don't meet and you've worked out they're not meeting, why do you stick in a relationship? Work out and get a suitable person you think is going to work out with you. You get? Let's not marry money because he's rich, she's rich. Beauty, look at what you want from that person. I think we always have that slogan at our school that I think beauty is not physical. Beauty is from inside. I look at someone's beauty and I think it's what I'm going to base on to see that person. It should be coming from inside. The outside beauty is a compliment. Yeah, because I'm not marrying a physical person, but I'm marrying the soul, the inside you. So it's the person I want. Yeah, so I don't mind about someone being black, brown, what, but I want to see that inner person in you, because it's the one I'm going to deal with to place investments. Is the one I'm going to deal with to have good children. Is the one I'm going to deal with to manage relations. So physical appearance is a compliment, but not the beauty. Yeah. So we should look at that. Let's define marriage by our faith. Then these other things will come later. Maybe resources,